Okay, I'm ready to paint a little bit more of the foreground, and I'm going to paint this blue. I'm going to begin this blue. I'm not going to finish it, but I'm going to begin this blue, cobalt blue, I don't know, dessert dish. I'm going to call it that. And this is cobalt paint. That's really not the color of of that, that little piece of glassware. It's more of this color, which is ultramarine blue. But I'll begin with a little bit of cobalt blue, and then it's going to go into the Prussian blue. It almost has a little bit of a green. When Prussian blue does seem to have a little bit of green. Okay, all right. So what I'm going to have to do, I need to right now cobalt, ultramarine blue, and yellow make brown. And I don't want, I try, well, I'm going to take that back in just a second. I allow some places to make a little touch of brown to humanize, if you will. So I'm going to rinse it. I'm going to rinse it over here in clear water. And I'm going to go to a totally different jar of water, a clean jar of water for these blues. Because another thing, these petals reach over into, they overlap this blue. I don't really want the orange and the orange and the blue to mix, because that'll make a brown where I don't really want it, or potentially could. So I've drawn where these overlap somewhat, and I'm going to negatively paint around this blue, around the orange, where the orange, you don't see it because I hadn't painted it. You see a little bit of yellow with the blue. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to start out, I have that ultramarine blue and that cobalt blue. I'm kind of making a nice mixture of the two with water, because I'm going to start out sketching this. Okay, there I do see some white. I did a look, see. If you don't see it when you're painting it or what, then guess what? It's not going to be there. Because with white, you have to preserve that white to a certain degree. So I'm going to kind of going to paint, or try to paint around where I see those white places. Okay. Okay, I just suggested the basic, where these colors are basically. I'm not going to try to, I actually am going to put a little bit of this Prussian blue in there because I know it's there. Especially in the real shade on the very much shaded areas. Like behind, right there, because and I'm actually going to do more than that. I'm going to put some purplish color in there, because I don't think Prussian is all we're seeing. I think we're seeing a purple. Purple has red in it, and red and green make brown. So unless I want there to be a red and green come together, I'm going to have to be careful. All right, I've suggested that. Now, while I'm in the blue, I'm going to try to capture a bit of the shadow coming out from there, which is more of this color. And I have to be careful because right now this is so wet that you'll lose all distinction if you're not careful. Okay, I'm going to stop. Actually, I'm going to define this a little bit better right here. And then I'm going to stop and let that do its own thing. I'm going to pull up, if you didn't see my earlier videos, where I think I might have a little bit too much color, I don't scrub with the paper. I do sometimes, but not here. But I'm going to lightly pick up. I'm going to get a little bit of water on my paper towel, and I'm going to just dab it, so it will fuse out a little bit more gently into these other colors. The way to soften a color is to add more water. It's where you get the essence watercolor, the nomenclature watercolor. You paint with water as much as you do with color. All right, I'm going to have to stop right there. All right, so let that dry. We'll be back.